Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. It's Sunday, October the 10th, 2021. Our recitation is Gauri Bairagan Mahalla Chautha. Kanchan Nari meh Jio Lubhat hai, moh meetha maya. कर बंदर कोड़े खुशी मन अनरस लाया हर प्रभ चित्त नय आवई क्यों छूटा मेरे हर राया मेरे राम एह नीच कर्म हर मेरे गुणवंता हर हर दयाल कर कृपा बख्शी अवगन सब मेरे रहाओ किछ रूप नहीं किछ जात नाही किछ टंग न मेरा क्या मोलह बोला गुण बिहून नाम जपया न तेरा हम पापी संग गुर उबरे पुन सतगुर केरा सब जियो पिंड मुख नक दिया वर्तन को पानी अन खाना कपड़ पहनन दिया रस अन भोगाणी जिन दिए सो चित न आवई पशु हूँ कर जानी सब कीता तेरा वर्तदा तू अंतर जामी हम जंत विचारे क्या करें सब खेल तुम स्वामी जन नानक हाट विहाज्या हर गुलम गुलामी. The emphasis in this passage is on Eh neech karam har mere. This is an entreaty. Mere Ram, such are my mean actions. Please remove them. Har, neech karam har mere. The literal meaning of har is that which removes or takes away or kidnaps actually. So here the appeal is, please take away my neech karam. So the question is, what are we talking about? But before we get to that, let's finish the Rahau passage. Mere Ram, eh neech karam har mere, gunvanta har dayal. The har is full of quality, is virtue-filled. Har Dayal, the Har self, is compassionate. Kar Kirpa, have mercy on me. Baksh Avagan Sab Mere, forgive my transgressions. So let's consider neech karam by going to the first verse. Kanchan Nari meh Jio Lubhat hai, the sentient being, the Jio, that is us. Kanchan Nari meh Lubhat hai, is engrossed. Lubhat is to be greedy for, implying that the sentient being is always engrossed in love of gold and spouse. Now, gold and spouse are just two examples that are being offered here. It simply means that we are attached to sensory pleasures, attachments, because the Guru goes on to say, Moho meetha maya. You see, Kanchan Nari meh Jio Lubhat hai. This actually is Moho meetha maya. This is all the delusion. So the mind is attached to ownership of homes, property, horses, the pursuit of various other pleasures. Ghar mandar kode khushi, man an ras laya. Various pleasures, an ras laya, is attached to. And this is the sweet delusion of Maya. Moh mitha Maya. Har prabh chit na avai, kyon chuta mere har raya. So, in the absence of the har self, that is to say, when our consciousness is separated from the self, the Guru says, how can I find release from the allure of worldly things? So Neech Karam is a reminder that our priorities are mixed up. The axis around which our mind must resolve is the Har Self, is that universal consciousness, not worldly affiliations. The focus of our attachment must shift to the perspective of universal consciousness. Now, this does not in any way amount to renouncing the world or worldly relations. It is simply calling for a change of perspective. So, Neech Karam is an egocentric orientation. And we will find elsewhere in Gurbani that Neech Karam refers to any actions that are not guided by Gur wisdom. So the activities that we have just considered are Neech Karam, not in the sense that they are bad, but because they bind us. And now here the Guru laments in the second verse, Kich roop nahi, kich jaat nahi, kich tang na mera. Roop could refer to physical form. It could also refer to quality, which is the meaning that we have taken. I do not possess any qualities. Kich roop nahi, nor do I have status. Kich jaat nahi. Jaat, of course, refers to the old caste system, but that's how it refers to the status of a person within society. So we are taking the more generic sense of Jat. I do not possess any qualities, nor do I have status, nor do I have any skill. Tang na mera. Tang is the way in which you move or carry yourself, method. Here, skill. So I'm devoid of qualities. I'm ignorant of self-knowledge. So what face can I put forward? Kya muh lai bolan gur bihun? Hum papi, we are offenders, redeemed by the presence of the Gur Enlightener. Sang Gur Ubre. Such is the virtue of the true Enlightener. So gun vihon naam japya na tera. Here, again, a pointer to what Neech Karam can mean. Naam japya na tera. We have not cultivated virtue. We have not reflected on the true nature of ourselves. That is Neech Karam. The absence to carry on without cultivating virtue is Neech Karam. And that is what makes us a papi, a sinner. Simply a person who is constantly missing the mark. And then it says, Sab Jio Pind Mukh Nak Diya Vartan Ko Pani. To all sentient beings was given the body and intellect and senses and water for sustenance. In other words, we have been given the resources. Ann khana kappad pennan diya, ras ann pogani. Food to eat, clothes to wear. We experience and enjoy them. But in doing all of this, Jin diye so chit na avai pasu hau kar jani. Again, another pointer to neech karam. The giver is forgotten. So therefore, we are just animals in our ego asserting ourselves. So we are caught in our animal instincts of consumption. And here, as the Guru does in passages, he concludes with a word of assurance to us not to lose heart, because it is very difficult to control the mind and the senses. So he offers us hope. He says, Sab kita tera vartada tu antar jami. Creation is your ordinance. You are the indweller. Hum janta vichare kya kare? Sab khel tum swami. O Master, the world is your play. We are simply instruments. We have no say. Jan Nanak heart vihajya, har gulam gulami, says the seeker Nanak. I am the slave of slaves, beholden to the Har Self. Very interesting to note that the Guru is saying, look, you are simply an instrument of the Creator. He has constructed you as an instrument, and it is not possible to overcome your own nature without the grace of the Guru. So therefore, we shouldn't lose heart, but submit ourselves. Give ourselves over. That is the key. And so freedom lies in hitching oneself, becoming a slave to that Creator self within. And that is how we avoid the fate of neech karam. On that note, until the next time, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.